This instructional video is intended for anyone interested in becoming a volunteer coach with Louisiana Youth Coaches Alliance. You would first visit louisianayouthcoaches.com. There are 3 easy steps to become a volunteer for Louisiana Youth Coaches Alliance. Louisiana Youth Coaches Alliance services Louisiana Youth Dance, Louisiana Youth Cheerleading, Louisiana Youth Football, and Louisiana Youth Baseball. 3 easy steps are: Step 1, requirements for volunteer coaches. You're going to do your registration form, pay your registration fees, submit that registration form through email or through fax. Step 2 would be your background check. That would be done through the National Center for Safety Initiatives. This is for all coaches, regardless of the sport they're participating. For football-only coaches, there's a step 3. We will go through all 3 steps. Step 1, Part A, your registration form for Louisiana Youth Coaches Alliance. It's a $10 registration fee that's due every year, and there's a registration form. If you click registration form, as simple as click here, you would see the fill-in registration form that's available. Upon completing that registration form, it will look like this. We would have your first name, last name, your address, city, state, zip code, a telephone number, preferably a cell phone number, an emergency number. If you have an email address, you'll put your email address. Date of birth is selected here, but is not required. Male and female is required. Most importantly, the team that you're participating with. If you don't know the team that you're participating with, you should fill this out after you have become associated with a team. But if you know your team, it is very important that you put your team name here. We do not know who to associate your coach's registration form with if you're not selecting this. And then the sport that you're participating in, whether it's baseball, football, cheerleading, dance. The division, your age groups. For football and baseball, there are different divisions that you'll participate in. For cheer and dance, you do not have to select an age group. And for head coach or assistant, you'll put in if you're the head coach or if you're the assistant coach, whatever that may be. And below, you will read all the instructions that's listed here, and then you would sign it, electronic signature or through an actual signature, and date. It is very important that you complete all of these fields that are located on the coach's registration form. Once you've completed that coach's registration form, you'll either print it out and email it to us, or print it out and fax it to us. If you print it out and email it, again, you must scan it in order for you to email it to us as an attachment. Taking a picture of this screen with your phone does not constitute you turning in a registration form. Again, a picture of this registration form on your phone does not mean that you scanned it in. It must actually be scanned in and emailed to us, or you can print it out and fax it here at 225-302-8607. There's a $10 registration fee associated with this registration form. If you click Shop LYSN, you'll see this is our Shop Center. You go here, you select your coach's registration fee. Once you select your coach's registration fee, you'll see this. It's simple as paying it through PayPal and your credit card. It is very important, if you're not the person that the registration fee is for, that you read this information here. Please enter buyer info in the order notes before submitting payment. That means if the registration form is for Leroy Hollins, and Leroy Hollins is not the person credit card that's being used to make the payment, please enter in Leroy Hollins' name in the buyer info. If you're his wife, girlfriend, sister, brother, cousin, a coach, a friend, whoever it may be, please enter whoever the registration form associated with this fee in the buyer info information in the order notes. So we'll know who to associate the actual registration fee to. Coaches, we have been getting registration forms and no fees. We have been getting registration fees and no forms. We've also been getting registration fees and coaches' registration forms, but they're not matching up. So we consider them as having registration forms and no fees, or registration fees and no forms. The next step in step 1 is a coach's headshot. If you already have your coach's headshot on file, that means that if you're a returning coach, you do not need to do step 1 part C. We already have your photo. This is only for new coaches that you'll do step 1 part C. If you're a returning coach, we already have this. You can move on to the next step. But for those coaches who are new coaches, whether they're cheer, dance, football, baseball, whatever it may be, you would email us an actual headshot photo. This is the same email address you'll use to scan and send your registration form to. So again, that email address for coaching, anything dealing with coaching, is coaching@louisianayouthcoaches.com. After you completed step 1 part A, step 1 part B, step 1 part C, you will move on to the next step. It is very important, coaches, that we explain this to you, that without doing step 1, the other steps do not mean anything for us. We do not check for step 2 or step 3 completion if we do not have step 1 completed for you as a coach. Moving on to the next step, we have step 2. Step 2 is your background check. Our background checks, as you can see, all coaches except for new 2015 and renewed 2015 coaches. So if last year was your first season with us, you did a background check. If you renewed your background check and you were a veteran coach and you renewed it last year, you do not have to do a background check. Background checks are good for 2 years. The cost of a background check is $20. Here is the first step in step 2. You want to look at your instructions. If you click here for your instructions, you will see this letter come up. It is very important for your background check that you use this 8-digit code. This 8-digit code is going to be your self-registration code. So once you read these instructions, and you see the 8-digit code, you follow the steps here on being able to do your background check. On your background check, the website you'll go to is the National Center for Safety Initiatives. Once you click on this link here, it'll bring up this NCSI background screening registration. You simply put the 8-digit code in and submit and start entering your background check. That's all that's needed for step 2. If you're a cheer coach, dance coach, or a baseball coach, step 1 and step 2 are the only 2 steps that you need to do. So you've completed step 1, you've moved on to step 2, you've completed step 2, you're finished as far as registering as a volunteer coach with the Louisiana Youth Coaches Alliance. If you're a football coach, and this is for football coaches only, you would actually move on to the next step. The next step would be step 3, football coaches certification. Step 3 has 3 parts as well. If you are a football coach, the coaches certification program and membership with USA Football is $10. You must go through the instructions that we're about to show you in order to get it for $10. The normal fee is $25, but through our program, the fee is only $10. If you click here for the instructions, you will see this letter comes up. Based on this letter, it explains everything I just explained to you. The cost of the discount from $25 to $10, and it tells you step by step where you should go. If you already have a USA Football account, this is where you'll go in and renew. If you're new to USA Football, this is where you go. In order to receive the $10 discount, you must use this promo code. If you're not using this promo code for the 2016 coaching membership season, you will not receive the discount and you will not be on our listing as far as completing your certification. Once you've logged in, submitted the promo code, paid for your membership, you can then start taking your Level 1 Tackle certification. Once you've completed your Level 1 Tackle certification, you will receive a certificate. Once you receive that certificate, it is very important for us that you take that certificate and email it to coaching@louisianayouthcoaches.com. We do have the ability to be able to check your certification, but the fastest way to get it completely certified is that you email a copy of that certificate upon your completion to coaching@louisianayouthcoaches.com. Again, your background checks, after you completed your background checks, for football coaches only, you'll go through the certification process, Step 3, Part A, and your instructions are located in Step 3, Part B. Once you've completed all this and our deadline has passed, we go through and actually check all our registration forms, all our background checks, and all our coaches certifications. And we go to our coaches registry and update all that information. Here on our website at louisianayouthcoaches.com, you can go to the coaches website. Once you click here, you will be able to see our coaches registry and check your coaches registration. Anybody that's been registered with us will be found in this coaches registry. If you go in and put in your name, you can bring up your information and see if you have completed your coaches registration. For here, this example, I'm only going to check with my first name, Leroy, and it's going to bring up every Leroy that we've had in the system. And as you can see, you'll see my name, my title, the team. If I click here, it'll tell me if I pass the coaches certification, when my background, if my background check has been completed, and if my expiration date has expired or the date that it will expire. This is for your background check expiration only. The certification now is a 1 year. Every year you have to complete it, but for your background check it's 2 years and you'll see an expiration date. If it has expired already, you'll see the word expired. Again, here's an example where the word expired is located. So once you put your name up, you will see your membership card, and that's your registration form, your annual registration. So if you fill out your registration form and paid your $10, you should see the current season there. It would say LYCA 2016. That's the current season. That is associated with your registration form and your registration fee. Once you complete your coach's certification, you will see a yes here. For cheerleading or any other sport, you will see a cheer or a dance or baseball. For background check completed, you'll see yes. And again, background check expires. It explains when the date that expires. All background checks expire December 31st of whatever year it may be. For those who did it last year, your expiration date would say December 31st, 2016. If this year is your first year and you did your background check, your expiration will say 12/31/2017. So December 31st of the end of the year, of whatever year it may be, whether it's 2016 or 2017, because remember our background checks are 2 years, you will see this information. Again, all information regarding becoming a volunteer of Louisiana Youth Football, Louisiana Youth Dance, Louisiana Youth Cheerleading, or Louisiana Youth Baseball can be found at louisianayouthcoaches.com. That's our coaches website for Louisiana Youth Coaches Alliance. You can also find current events, which is our community calendar, located on here, and you can see our social media. And a new feature that we've added to all our websites, if you want immediate information or you want to talk to someone immediately, you can click here and say text, and it'll give you an option to be able to enter information and text directly to us. This is our newest option that we've added to provide convenience for our coaches.